I decided I would make a video since it's been a while. I'm down in the lower level, the open basement where we have our library. I came down here to put some books in stacks. This video has been made. Today is, what's today? Today is May 3rd, 2016. It is 8:13 at night, Eastern Standard Time. I'm down here in the lower level, and this is a video with thrift store haul. Today, this morning I went to thrift stores, 2 thrift stores, and found these used books, and I thought I would mention them. First used book is a novel I got, They Whisper by Robert Olen Butler. This, he won the Pulitzer Prize in 1993 for his novel A Good Scent from a Strange Mountain, which I don't have in my library. But I found this one by him, They Whisper, a novel. So yeah, it says here about the novel, I don't know. Anyway, I have 2 other books by him. I have Robert Olen Butler, The Alleys of Eden by him. And I have his book, Severance Stories by Robert Olen Butler. So I put these in a stack down here. I found today at a thrift store this Oliver Sacks. This is 3 of his works: Awakenings, A Leg to Stand On, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, and Other Clinical Tales, and Seeing Voices. So yeah, I have some other books by Oliver Sacks. So I found that today. I think Oliver Sacks just put out his memoir. I think maybe he just passed away. Oliver Sacks they just published his memoirs. I found this biography, The Art of Scandal, The Life and Times of Isabel Stewart Gardner. She was a contemporary with, it says here, immortalized by Henry James in print and by John Singer Sargent on canvas. Isabel Stewart Gardner has remained an elusive original whose independent life and work shocked the Boston aristocracy she married into. Based on extensive new research, this is the first biography of Isabel Gardner in 30 years. It reveals the many strands of her life as a cultural maverick and as a muse and mentor, friend and patron to writers, musicians, and artists such as Henry James, Sargent, Lady Gregory, Juliet Ward Howe, Henry Adams, T.S. Eliot, and others. The climax of her life came after her husband's death in 1898, when she designed and built an innovative museum in the form of a Venetian Pazzo, with the legendary art historian Bernard Benderson created America's first private art collection. So I found that today. And I have this novel by Margaret Atwell, Life Before Man. Mine's an old paperback. I don't know. If I see anything by Margaret Atwell, I just buy it, especially if it's only, 60 cents. I found this novel by David Lodge, which I have in paperback. He is a British writer. I like his writings. I have a whole stack of his writings over there. It's David Lodge, Paradise News. This is by Mario Vargas Llosa, The Way to Paradise, a novel. I had this already, but if I see anything by him, Mario Vargas Llosa, I buy it. I get probably 20 of his novels in my essays, short stories by him. This is Russell Baker. There's a Country in My Cellar. He is the author of Good Times. This is his book of essays by him. This is by Vita Sackville West. She was a contemporary of Virginia Woolf in the Bloomsbury. I already have this. This is my third copy of this. I already have this Thomas Pathan, Crying of Lot 49. I like, if I see anything by him, I just buy it. And I found this book, Spirits in Rebellion, The Rise and Development of New Thought by Charles S. Braddon, the story of the beginning and growth of New Thought in kindred American metaphysical healing movements. That was really fine. And I found this Carson McKellar's, there's just 3 novellas by her. The Ballad of the Sad Cafe and Other Stories. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. The Member of the Wedding by her. And I have this in paperback, Philip Roth, Goodbye Columbus. I like the cover. I just like this. It looks in perfect condition. And there's a thing inside by Philip Roth. So yeah, this is a special Literary Fellowship Award edition. I have this book already by Roger Shallak, Forbidden Knowledge, from Prometheus in Pornography. It's a literary essays. This is by Stendhal, The Black and White, a novel. I have this already in hardback, but anything by him is worth buying. This is H.R. Tripper Roper, The Last Days of Hitler. Once in a while I buy books on Hitler. I just bought his biography of H.R. Trevor Roper. I bought his biography last month, and this is a book that he's famous for, The Last Days of Hitler. I found the autobiography of Maxim Gorky, illuminating account of the life in Russia preceding the immediately following the Bolshevik Revolution. This is Robert Kipling, Punk and Punk's Hill. Just a bunch of children's stories. This is a novel by Elizabeth Strout, which I mentioned that I was really impressed. I read last year her novel, Amy and Isabel. This is one of her earlier novels, Abide With Me. This is an autobiography, An Ordinary Man by Paul Roos in Bayagny. This autobiography inspired the movie Hotel Rwanda. I found this novel by Caleb Crane, Necessary Errors. Never heard of this guy, but it looks really interesting. So yeah, it says here in October 1990, Jacob Putman is young. He's full of ideas. He arrived a year too late to witness Czechoslovakia's revolution, but he discovers a country at a crossroads between communism and capitalism, a picturesque city overflowing with vibrant, searching sense of possibility. As men and women, Jacob begins to fall in love with one another. No one turns out to be quite the same as the idea of Jacob has them, including Jacob himself. So I don't know. It looks interesting. It's only a quarter. And I found this historical fiction, The Year of France, by Thomas Flanagan. And I found this biography on the writer Graham Greene, The Enemy Within, by Michelle Sheldon. I have a huge Graham Greene collection. His travels, essays, nonfiction, fiction, Graham Greene. And I found a novel by Jonathan Franzen, The Strong Motion. I have this in an old paperback. This is a hardback edition. I found a novel by Jeanette Witherson, The Daylight Gate, by her. This is a book on the translators of the King James Bible, the biography of the translators of the King James Version. This is a biography of Charles Dickens by Jane Smiley. This is a crime mystery by Benjamin Black, The Silver Swan. This is the Benjamin Black is a pseudonym for the writer John Bainfield. And I found this spy novel, The Cairo Affair, by Olan Steinhauer. I have 2 other of his spy novels in my library. So those are the books I found at the thrift store the last couple of days. And I won't go into what I've been reading. I've been basically reading the last couple of days that book I mentioned, the novel, a biography by Adam Schmitz. I've been reading that and writing in my diary, listening to music. I haven't really been, I'm still reading The Paris Vagabond and looking at this book by Will Self, Walking to Hollywood, and looking at this book, Gods Without Men by Harry Karziro, and I'm looking at this book, American Smoke, A Journey to the End of the Light by Ian Sinclair. So I just look at that stuff off and on. So I'm just kind of reading all over the map, but I'm always got my nose in the book, always writing and pondering and drifting through the days. So till next time, bye.